Record in the cloud. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the 12 o'clock R9 Tech Bits mini-series. Today, we're going to be going over some additional tips and tricks on Google Sheets, and we'll be talking about how to set your notifications, additional sharing and sorting filters that I've rediscovered, and as well as I can't remember the other one. There's a third one in there, y'all, but I just can't remember it. So we'll go back through our notes. But let's just quickly go over our slideshow presentation just to give you kind of an idea of what we do here in TechBits. So welcome to TechBits. The outcomes of today's is just become more and more familiar with Google Suites and other technology resources. Identify ways to utilize those tools in your workplace and classroom. Make sure that we understand how to set up those tools and practice and play if we need to. What are some TechBit norms? These are just meeting norms that we have all across Region 9. You can always choose to, we want everybody to participate, but you can always choose to pass. So I don't want you to feel like I'm pushing you. And make sure that you're an active listener, open and honest. Don't be afraid to take those risks. Find connections among each other and our ideas, and respect and appreciate and support one another. As always, a bonus. On each of these PowerPoint presentations and in my notes, I provide the some short tutorial videos that I found as I was researching, so make sure to check that out. We're gonna have a practice and play session, and I always have my contact information in case you have any questions or other needs, you know, or as you kind of grow and use these new tools. So I'm glad everybody is here. I'm going to kind of jump to my notes really quickly because I wanted to refresh my memory and show you guys some additional resources that I put in the notes this month or this week. So how to share the Google Sheets. So sharing, there is a whole lot of different ways, and there's a whole lot of different ways to share. So just polling the audience, do we generally know or understand how to share in a sheet and collaborate with one another? I have a chat coming in. My internet connection is so I'm going to get kicked off. It keeps freezing up. Okay, thank you, Miss Toby. That's okay, no problem.
Answer your question now. I don't know how to do that. I really haven't done Google Sheets.
So Google Sheets is a lot like Google Docs, and it has the same component of the sharing, but you do have some different choices. Okay. Oh, Jeanette Lindsay has joined. So I'm going to. Okay. And. Oh, what was that? Is somebody okay? So I've added some additional additional sharing resources for you. There's like how to share in Google Sheets, kind of basic 101s. Permissions, right? Setting your permissions and your filters. In a sheet, which we're going to go over today, you can actually share just like if I'm working in a worksheet and I have multiple tabs, I can just share that one tab with a specific person and hide the rest of.
For some reason, I was thinking.
Hey, Amanda, I can hear you, babe. And I can share that just with one individual and then protect my master sheet from, if I only wanted to show different tabs to certain individuals, I have that choice on how to do that. So we'll kind of go over that in Google Sheets. And then I've listed all these other ways that you can share. So be sure to check out the notes this week. And you can share Google Sheets with non-Gmail users. Okay, it just shares in a different way. It's not as collaborative, but they can open it up, edit it, and then give you their results. So you can do that. So that's good. It doesn't work perfectly, but it does work. And the best way we're going to talk about the best way to filter data in Sheets. We're also going to learn how to set notifications. And the filter data, last time we covered how to create a general filter, and then the difference between filter and filter views. And then we also talked about protecting sheets. And then I want to show you how to sort your data and filter your data using colors. Okay, so we'll kind of go through those different scenarios in today's lesson. So let's hop over to the spreadsheet that I pre-made. I'm going to move my Zoom controls out of the way. And I'm going to turn off my camera so you don't see my demonstrative facial expressions as I'm going through this. But so here I have just a general general data sheet. I have multiple tabs in here that I've been playing with. So this is just the same one that we used last week. But let's talk about how to share. Toby, you said, I'm not really familiar with Google Sheets and how to share. Let me just go over basic sharing, and it's a lot like Google Docs. So one way to share your sheet with others to collaborate is to simply click on the share icon, right? And from this point, if you're in an agency like we are, we can start typing in a name, and you know, those names should populate. Okay, and you can also add a message to notify those individuals. So you also have a choice to notify them or not. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and notify them. I like that little email that says, hello, heads up, you know, to your other collaborators. Okay, and I can also have the different 3 components of sharing, which is viewer, commenter, basically somebody who's able to just do comments, and an editor. I am pretty kind of open, so I always make everybody an editor, and then I can choose to send and share with that individual. So Toby, we good with that? A lot like Google Docs. Very, very, very similar. Okay. Then, so I'm going to kind of jump to a simple and easy way that, and this is something I do every time that I open or start one of my spreadsheets, and I set my notification rules. Besides sharing them with my collaborators, I also set my notification rule. And what notification rules do is basically notify you when somebody has made any adjustments or revisions to your spreadsheet. This is nice, so you don't have to keep coming back and checking on it. It will just automatically send you an email and say, hey, somebody's playing in your spreadsheet. So you may want to take a look at the new information. So how do you set your notifications? Again, the way that you do that is you want to go to Tools at your top navigation toolbar. Drop that down. Ooh, there we go. And then you want to select notification rules. Now keep in mind, when you're setting notification rules, there's only a couple of ways that you can do this. It's going to notify you at your email address, okay? And then I can select if any changes are made or a user submits a form. I'm going to say any changes are made because I want to see exactly what changes have been made to the form or the spreadsheet. And this gives me, it tears it down a little bit, and I can have a notification sent to me in a daily digest, which is at the end of day at 5 p.m. It'll kick out a daily digest listing all the different changes, okay? Or I can get emails right away. So depending on what kind of project you're working on and how soon you need that communication of those changes is what you want to select here. I'm going to go ahead and say email right away when anybody makes any changes. Actually, no, I'm not, because I'm going to get lots of emails. I'm going to say, go ahead and do daily digest and save. So now I see that there is a notification rule that is set. And right here, I can either go back and edit it if the project moves in a different direction and I need to have a different intensity about it. I can always open that back up and save it. And now it's saved. Or I can completely just delete. Okay. Yes, I do want to delete. Okay, so does anyone have any questions on how to set notifications? Have you all used notification rules?
I was having a hard time getting my speaker set up or changing
Yeah.
to my headphones. So I missed seeing where it was at. Where did
okay.
where was it under what tab?
Okay, so it's under the tools tab.
Tools. Okay,
Tools.
that's all I needed.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wait. Where'd it go? Did I miss? Oh, there it is. It's right there. I just was having a moment. Sorry, Amanda.
That's okay. I just
Yes,
wanted to make
it's-
sure I knew where to go. Thanks.
It was under notification rules, or tools and the notification rules. All right. So the next thing I want to kind of cover. Does anybody have any questions on how to create a basic filter like we did last week and a filter view? Do we all know where to go to do that?
I'm good.
You're good on that, Amanda? Toby?
No, if you don't mind just doing it quickly. Thank
Sure.
you.
Okay, format. And then what you want to do is, I'm sorry, that's not correct. Don't go to format, go to data. So in data, there's two different types of filters that you can create. One is to create a filter, and that's a generalized filter that basically it applies to your whole spreadsheet and changes all of the data for everybody that it's shared with, okay? On filter views, you can create a filter and basically share it with only certain individuals if you need to, okay? Is that clear? So when I want to create a filter, I can quickly go to create a filter. Now, if you noticed when you select that, it's highlighted the entire spreadsheet. And on each of the columns, I now have a drop down for each of my columns, okay? And what you want to do is it gives you some more direction. I can simply do a sort from A to Z or Z to A, okay? Now, while we're here, I would like to also, well, let me just keep going. If I would like to sort, let's do this one. If I would like to sort by values, filter by values, I'm sorry, I can sort by all my different values in this column. So if I only wanted to pull everything in my action, what I would do is I would clear it and then select action and sorry. Filter by values, clear, go back up, action and okay. So at that point, my column D, which is my genre of 1, has moved all of the action out, okay? So if I am working in, but as you noticed, I've lost my entire master sheet. So what may be a good idea and how you want to remove the filters is you go back to data and you say remove filters. And now I have my master sheet again. So if you feel a little bit scared about doing, playing with your master sheet, what I suggest is I suggest right clicking on the tab of your master sheet, duplicating, making a copy of it, okay? And then start playing with that. And you can rename it like we're gonna pull out action genre, okay? In 2016, we kind of did it from last week. Right? So there's two different types of filters that I want to do here. So going to data, create a filter. All right, now you can see my filters are now active on each of the columns. And then I want it to filter by my release date. So again, filter by values, clear, and I'm just going to type in 2016. Okay, and I can select all. And then click OK. All right. And then I want to go to my genre column because I want to filter by value again, clear, select my action only. Okay. And then click OK. So as you can see, now it's quickly filtered those two columns, pulling out from 2016 every action genre of our movies that we have in this list. So Toby, did you get that?
I did.
Okay. Now that's just a simple filter. Now, how do I remove a filter? I go to data and I say remove filters. Okay. Let's say that I would like to create a filter view though, right? So I want to go to data and create a filter view. The difference between a filter and a filter view is that I have a little bit more control on who utilizes or who sees these filter views, right? If I wanted to hide them from everybody, I could. So in a filter view, it's going to give us a little bit different look, and it gives us kind of a gray outline of the columns and rows. All right. And again, all of your information can be refiltered, okay, on each of the rows. So I would like to sort by values, clear all, go to adventure, and then click OK. And then my adventure column, that's all that shows now in my view. Now I can even drive that down a little bit further by the genres, and they're all, and let's just do comedy on my genre 2. And okay, so now my data is even skewed down more. So when working with filter views, you can rename them. Oops. And share them. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that. So filter view options, you can duplicate them. You can rename them. Okay, so filter 2, I want to say test 2. All right, and let's see if I can get this to data. Filter views, delete all filters, filter view options. And that's not what I wanted. Sorry. Actually, I kind of want to delete this because this is my master. So at this point, I can say none, and it removes that. I can delete it if I want to. And if I go back to my data tab and look at my filter views, I then see them. And if it's shared with me, I can go to filter 1, which takes me to this. Now, keep in mind, when I go to that filter view that I've created, it is outlined in gray. So there I know that I'm in that view. And then I can also quickly go to view 2 or test 2. All right, and then it'll give me that data. And I think I had a third one in there, just in case we didn't get it the first time. Movie release genre action 2016. Okay, so those were the 2 different filter views that we kind of went through the other day. The other thing that I would like to kind of go with you, let's go ahead and clear out these filter views. I want to have none. Or I want to delete all filter views. Okay. And let's kind of go back up to the top of our master data. And if you notice column D, I've added some colors in here. I want us to learn how to sort by color. So there's a quick and easy way. So if I'm working on a huge spreadsheet and I'm pulling out different data and I'm color coding things, there's a way to quickly sort that information. You can go to data, sheet and sort always. Oops, I'm going to go by column D, data, sort range, sort by range. Oops. No. Data, sort by range. Z to A. Okay, I can sort that way. Data, sort by range. I want to go to advanced sorting. This data has a header row. Where am I in? Genre 1. Okay. I can either do A to Z or Z to A. So that's kind of just sorting. What I want to do is sort by code. So let's create a filter. And if you notice in your little drop down filter, creating a filter box, it has a way to sort, and you can do it by fill color. And if you notice, I have all these different sort of fill colors already in place, or I have it by text color, which it quickly gives me a rundown of each of those colors. I'm going to sort by orange, and orange is drama. And then again, it pulls up all of the drama to the top of my sheet. All right. I can also do remove filter, data, create a filter. And I can also oh, there's my sort by color right there. So you have to go to filter and do sort by color. Okay. Or you can do a filter by color or by text colors. Right. And that way you can quickly grab that information within your sheet. Any questions on how to sort by color so far? So the same thing applies when you're sorting data to multiple. What if I wanted to sort multiple columns at one time? What I can do is I'm going to remove those filters that we've created and go back to my data, create a filter. I'm going to highlight these areas, and I'm going to filter by value, everything by 2012. All right. Select all. Okay. I want to go to genre, and I want to sort or filter by values, clear, and only do adventure. Click OK. And then I want to go to my second genre and even narrow it further down, filter by values. Let's do comments. And okay. And now it's kind of filtered down within those different columns. Does anybody have any questions on kind of filtering, how to play with that and find it? Awesome. I'm so glad. All right, so we talked about how to filter, set notifications, and okay, so sharing. Kind of going back to sharing, I want to show you there are a couple of ways that we can share in a different way. So at the beginning, we talked about how to kind of just normally share and collaborate with your collaborators. Right now I have about, I think, 19 people in here. I can also copy this link and send it to anybody, but if you notice, it's set on share with only Region 9 cooperative. So if I wanted to change that, I'd have to go into that setting and make sure that I change this to anybody with the link. Okay. You can see this if I shared it. So you just want to make sure that your sharing permissions are correct. The other thing that we can do if we wanted to share with, if I had a class or students, and I had several different sheets, and each of them had possibly their names at the bottom, I needed to only share their sheet with them. There's ways to hide your tabs. So you want to make sure that your overall sheet is shared with everybody. But then when you dive into the individual tabs, That's when you want to really dive in and kind of be specific on how you want like this worksheet shared. So, oops, I don't know what I did. So in the main one, there's a way to protect sheets and hide sheets. Has anybody, how do you guys, have you played with this before? Protecting sheets or hiding sheets? So let's go ahead and just play with it a little bit.
Sorry, I
Okay.
couldn't find my Zoom. I haven't
Okay.
played with it very much. I played with it a little bit.
Okay, so if I want to protect the sheet, I would click on protect sheet. And I can then at this point on this sheet, worksheet, specifically say which one I want to protect. I want to protect my main data. You can also accept certain cells. So you can also even specifically allow them to touch on certain cells. I want to do the whole entire range, okay? And on the sheet, I'm just selecting from the drop down of all my tabs that I have to select from, the first one, okay? And I want to set those permissions. Now at this point, this is where you can specifically have a choice, show a warning when editing this range. What happens is it'll just give people a warning, okay? Or you can restrict who can edit this range, all right? And at this point, you can select or unselect users. That can edit. All right. I guess I'm deselecting everything. Except for Amanda. I don't think you're in here, Toby. But I think this is an ed service. It's in the ed service shared drive. That's probably why. Okay. Oh, but I can add you here. Or I can add another individual.
I
Yeah.
was in there.
Oh, you were? Okay. Awesome. And so I've now protected. If you look, there's now a little lockbox on my data, my movie data. For action 2016, I want to hide the sheet. And same thing here, I want to hide the sheet and only allow to see. So maybe if Amanda, could you go check out the sheet? Let me chat this with you real quick. And let's just see how you're, because I don't know how it is on y'all's end, and I'm really curious. I'm going to stop share. Amanda, make you the co-host. And
We lost. Are you sharing screen? Because it's
no,
gone.
no, I want you to go here.
Okay.
I want you to go there and share your screen, please. So I can kind of see what it did on our end. Jeanette, do you use that at all? Hiding and protecting sheets and just sharing one sheet to a person when you're working with lots of collaborators?
I don't, so I'm excited you're showing us this.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I'm still kind of learning it and figuring it out, but at least you know that there's a way.
Yes.
Okay. And how to get there. Okay, so it did. It's showing just the tabs and it's hiding all the other ones. Amanda, can you go to, let's see, data and see what the filters say maybe? Let's see if, I want to see if you can have any other views. You can't. Okay. What if you click on the movie data? What does it do to that sheet? The sheet on the movie data, you know how that has the little, can you do anything to that sheet? Oh, I probably put you as an editor, didn't I?
Not
Oh,
really
yeah.
sure, and I'm not sure where that's at. I'm looking.
No, you're
Like
there.
the movie title?
The movie data. So you have the 3 tabs are at the bottom. You're on the right sheet.
Oh, okay. You're talking about
Yeah.
that. Sorry. I was looking
I
for it in
wanted
the
to-
titles.
With the little doc box on there, and then see if you can edit anything. I think I made you an editor though. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
So let me get out of here. Let me play with this one more way. Okay. Exit full screen. And I'm going to go to this again, the protected sheet. And set permissions. Oh. Change permissions. Okay, here we go. So Toby and Amanda are selected. No, that's not what I wanted. And then where did I find that you can edit?
What do you mean?
Well, I'm trying to figure out, there's a way to narrow it down even more of your protected sheet that they can only view it. They can't edit it. But I'm not sure if it happens when I set up the protected sheet or part of it, or in the sharing, the generalized sharing of the sheet. So that's what I'm trying to figure out. So let's see.
Do you want me to stop sharing?
Yes.
Just
Please
have to
don't
tell
me,
me.
please.
Just tell
No.
me.
No, you're fine. Okay, so we're back in what? So change permissions. So I want to do only you. Copy permissions from another range. What does only you do? Restrict who can edit this range.
I think that's what you're wanting. Only you can
Is
edit
that-
it.
Okay, so I'm going to do that. And then if you can go back to your, that sheet again, Amanda, and share, and let's see if it gave us a different lock on your.
It's still locked, but I can no longer edit it.
Okay, all right, perfect. So I know I kind of chopped, that was a little choppy, you guys, I'm sorry.
Do you want me
But
to stop sharing?
No.
Okay.
I just want to check to see. Yeah, go ahead and stop sharing and I'll share mine. Does anybody have any questions? Do you have any questions on how to at least get to your filters, and then also how to protect and hide your sheets?
For me, I think I just need to play with it until I'm.
Well, I think that's everybody.
Yeah.
And wait until we get into the formulas and stuff like that. Oh my gosh, I was watching some videos today, and whew, y'all, there's so much that you can do. So Jeanette, I'm glad that you're on here today as a business person. What do you need support with? I mean, like what? And sheets. I mean, did that kind of help you discover a little bit more about how to utilize sheets in your everyday? Thank you.
Yes, that
you,
protection
Olivia.
does help. I didn't really realize, excuse me, that was in there. Because
I know,
honestly,
right?
I've been like copying stuff and then moving it to a different sheet. And that's gonna save me a step.
So there's ways for you to create view filters too for your participants.
Okay.
Okay. So if there's only like there's data that certain ones need to look at, like you can say, okay, data for Corona, data for Ruidoso, data for whatever. I don't know which one.
Right.
You can create those different types of filters, and then they can go select them in the sheet. That's one way of doing it. And then you can also drill it down a little bit further where you're hiding those different sheets to different participants. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay.
And I think that's a neat feature too, because we tend to use a lot of tabs.
Yeah, and then it saves you from having to, like you said, copy the entire worksheet, save it, and then what if what if they end up changing that data? Then you're gonna have to find that one. You want to just keep it in one place. so they can all collaborate and work on what area they would like to, need to work on.
Yes,
So
exactly.
there is a way to do that in Google Sheets. And you want to go, when you're looking for those tools, always check for, am I sharing my screen? I'm sorry, you guys. No, I'm not. In your sheets, you always want to make sure that you're going to your data. All right. And I'm going to remove all the filters so we get all of our data back. And then going to creating filters or filter views. All right. You can also, when you do that, that's where I found, oh, hey, that's new.
So that was new too. I noticed that today.
To filter just for you, try creating a filter view. Okay. Oh, okay. Filter for, I'm going to do for everybody. Okay. So at that point, it's going to create different filters for everyone. Go back to data. And then I'm going to create a new one, right? And I can tell that I'm in my filter view. I can rename it up here. Okay. Test 1. Okay. And then at this point, I should be able to modify, oops. Sorry, by my values. Okay. Oh man, why do I always do that? 2016. Let's go down to that year. Say select all. Click OK. And then I want to do by a genre and clear. Go to action and select all. Oh no, that's not what I do. Clear action and OK. Okay. And then now I should only have 2016 action. Now, I can get out of my filter view really quickly by just doing that. Okay. And now I'm back into, now my data's been altered though, I believe. Yes. Action. No, it hasn't. It just moved it to the top. Okay. And then I can go to data and go to my view test 1. And now I only see action 2016. Okay. So I can kind of jack with my main sheet if I wanted and just have a lot of different views, filter views. Does that make sense? And then as long as it's shared with everybody, they should be able to go to data and find a list of those different views that I have created. See, I have 2 test. I am so sorry. It is 12:41, you guys. I have just been crazy today. Sorry about that. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording.